how people can leave and operate outside of duality?
Well, the first thing to understand is that before there was duality, there was an individual. You were born an individual. As like me and Sonia were talking about the other day, is, when you're born, you come out with a language. You come out, and we consider that baby language, gaga goo goo, but that's a language. If you take a Chinese person and anybody else, an American, anything, and put them in the same room, they can speak to each other. They both speak the same language before they're indoctrinated. So at the moment of indoctrination, the moment we start listening to somebody outside of ourselves, we move into duality. Now we have to enter into approval. Or we're in some, dysfunctional aspects, we're, wounded if we don't do what we're told, or if we don't speak the way we're supposed to, or if we don't act the way we're supposed to. That's our first stage of duality. So for some clients or some people, it's important to go back there and recognize that they left somebody behind. That's what this whole child within and the inner child, and recognizing the inner child with psychology is about, with therapy, psychotherapists is about. And it takes just as much as it's just as easy as being able to go into your state of oneness, your state of meditation, and going, oh, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come on back. I recognize you now. We can do this together. Now we're one again. Now we're one again.
So you're just like, you can either be in that state or you can be in the state of duality, right? It's every day we get to choose.
Right. And basically at that point, everything else opens up in front of you. You can now see all the things that you created in your reality because you were someone else. You can now see the stages of your duality. That either brought you closer to your elemental design or further away from your elemental design. And then you can see how that either brought you closer to your spirit or further away from your spirit. And then you can see how that brought you closer to death or closer to life. And then you can see how you were either laboring under correct knowledge, your luck was good, or your luck was bad, because you were not laboring under correct knowledge. You were laboring under knowledge of somebody else that didn't have your highest good in mind.
You're living your purpose and you're living your mission. You don't get tired. You don't go into that state that you're talking about of dis-ease.
Exactly.
Correct?
So duality is a very, very key point, and it's very important, like Harry Potter looking in the mirror, like Neo looking in the mirror, seeing the residual self. It's very important for us to be able to look in the mirror and see what's there. Do we like the reflection? Can we stand ourselves? If not, why? And we ask key questions to figure out why. What's the feeling inside? What is the feeling that comes up? Am I afraid of myself? Am I angry at myself? Do I regret? Do I have sorrow? Blah, 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 blah. And whatever those key points that come back are our places of health. Those are places where we can now forgive ourselves, move into grace, and step above that thing that is stagnating us.
Okay, I've got somebody that has a question written. I'm going to read it out to you so you can answer it, Ian.
Okay.
How do you ensure your knowledge is correct?
By listening. So when you say something out loud and you feel inside that you may not have all the facts, listen to that. That's becoming kind. That's becoming self-loving. That's becoming self-honest. Now, you may not need to speak it right out loud to everybody else if you look like a fool, or if you have that ability to do so. Because then you have a new ground to stand on, and all that doesn't belong to you immediately falls off. You're not holding false space. You're moving into a true space. You're saying, hey, I just said something and it wasn't quite sure about that. And that leaves the door open for those around you to go, hey, well, maybe it's like this, or have you considered this, or even yourself to go, well, I need to consider this a little bit more. I need to do my own research